Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here to kick off our week. We have string beans. We have Secret Lives of Color. We have a show and tell of your Quilters stand for Ukraine blocks that the stars that you've made into a single block to hang on your door, etc. So we have those and maybe something else. Okay, so first of all, I went and got a nice cup of coffee, iced latte with a little splash of soy, and this is on you and you and you. Mwah. Thank you so much for these cards. I think of you when I walk there and I order and I come back and I enjoy my coffee. All right, let's first do the Secret Lives of Color. This is a sew along for those of you that are new here to my community. We're taking the book, The Secret Lives of Color, that was written by Casa St. Clair, and she is a journalist that got very into color and did articles, and so she wrote this book and several other books about colors and textiles. And she's not a quilter. She might have made quilts by now, but it's not a quilt book. It's all about the breaking into like these primary colors, and then within those sections, so here's like the sections of the colors, and within there she takes a group of colors, maybe 6 to 8 different colors within that range. We're in orange right now, and then she writes some history about that color, something about it that we'll learn. So this block, for block 20, we are on amber. And amber is that shade of orange. So to do this, here's my block. There we go. So my amber was not, this part here was not quite exactly, it was a little bit dark, but I found that actually the shade that's in the little melons here, that's almost spot on. So I thought that was really cool. So I put those together because I thought, well, this has pink letters and the amber in the pink. So, you know, that's perfect. My particular, let me show you this. This is what I have as row 1, because I'm doing where every block, I have 3 different sizes of blocks that I alternate. So right now I'm doing the 6-inch. Last block rather, I did the 9-inch, and then there's a 3-inch. And so you can see I'm using a lot of pink, a lot of aqua, and how that's turning out. And as I go on with each of these rows, it'll go through the different, you know, we'll go into navy and green and eventually to black. So that's just, it's been really fun. In the book, the one thing I learned was about the amber room, which now I'll have to go and research that a little bit more, because I did not know about the amber room. And I went and looked for my piece of amber. So I knew I had a piece. So this I bought on a trip to, I was in Golden, Colorado, and this was in a gift shop that had a lot of really nice jewelry, and that's where I got that piece. Alrighty, that is my block for number 20. There's, I think, 6 blocks for this month of March, and so they're spread out through the month. Look at your calendar, it'll tell you where we are with that. All right, let's do the string beans. I have the 2 rows all sewn across, and I need to sew them together. So over the weekend, there was Sunday, and then today, Monday's block. So here is Sunday's block, and I put some yellow. Remember I talked about that I wanted to bring some yellow in over here. So I did that. And then on today's block, I also brought in a little bit of yellow with turquoise and orange. So that'll be next to it. I will go ahead today and get those two rows sewn together. So that's done, because I really want to keep up on that and not get behind and have too much that's not done. The other thing that I did was the Shamrock. It's not finished, but I'm in progress. So I put on the free motion foot and I free motioned the middle. So I'll just sort of, I think you can see it with the lighting here. So I did some swirls, but first I outlined, and they also outlined around all the coins, just a circle around them. I did sort of a loose shamrock around those big shamrocks. And then now I've done 2 of the 2 lines on the rainbow, but I want to do each of the colors of the rainbow. So I have to go back to that. And then down here, I have a little bit of area within this pile of shamrocks that needs done for free motion, and then I'll go to the border. I might free motion in the light one here, but I'll do straight in the darker green. And my goal is to get this all done so that by St. Patrick's Day this week, I can hang this in my stairwell and then switch out all my quilts. So I want to switch them out so they have a lot of my green quilts that will take me through March and April, and I can add in maybe a little bit of Easter things in April, but I want to get those all switched out. It's time, it's time. Okay, let us look at the blocks. But first, before we look at the blocks, let me pop this up because, oh my goodness, you guys have been amazing. $177,000 on Sunday afternoon for the children in Ukraine via UNICEF. We are donating via UNICEF so that we can help the children directly that are there. This has been just an amazing outpouring of love for the people there and for the children. I just can't thank you enough for participating. The reason why I put this up to begin with was because I felt like I needed to do something. And I know that donating is what's really needed. Money to help with the refugees, to help, UNICEF is actually in Ukraine. They have staff there, and so they're helping right in the war zone as well. It's just been a way to feel like I could contribute something. And then I gave you the star block so that you could make a star, hang it in your home so that every day you can think about this and just hold the Ukraine people in your hearts. Yeah, it's just so tough. But your stars are incredible. So let's take a look at those. We'll go through the ones on the front door first. Brenda's, and actually it looks like she has a permanent place to hang a quilt outside. That's awesome. And she's got butterflies in the yellow part of her fabric. Christine's a beautiful fabric. It's got a gorgeous blue in that one. Cynthia, I love she did the wave on hers like I did. Debbie has hers hanging with a beautiful ribbon, and she has sunflowers in the middle and in the corners out there. I had to do a double take on Heather's. Looks like my front door. Looks great. And you can see her hanger is like probably command strips with a dowel rod. Looks good. And Patricia's is out on a red door as well, and she has looks like a dimensional sunflower in the middle of it. That is amazing. Sharon has a beautiful bow hanging hers up on the front door. I love that. The bow just adds to it. Sherry's got hers hanging down below there with her, looks like her quilt assistant peeking out from underneath. I think that's great. She's got her screen down. Where do you live? You must live where it's somewhere warm. That's look at Sherry's with that gorgeous teal door. Beautiful. And Stephanie's got hers out here on her front door. I love that roof line. Look at that. And Sue went the extra mile here and put out another Quilters Stand with Ukraine. Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Sue, for telling everybody. Okay, we're going to look now at some that are have fun fabrics or something different. Like I love the polka dots here on Kim's. Marge has a beautiful blue border print, and then she's got it hanging up with her cut and press stickers. Let's see, Wendy did a really nice quilting in it. Look at that. I look how all those, look at the grid in the middle. Oh my goodness, that is amazing, that grid. And then Debbie put the praying hands in the middle of hers, and she shows the back here. So I'm just showing the back of hers so that you can see it. Isn't that gorgeous? Elaine found this super cool sunflower fabric for the border. And then a different Elaine has sunflowers in the yellow for the center and the star points. So a bunch of these has sunflowers. It's amazing how many sunflowers are out there. Jan found sunflowers on, looks like a dark navy or a black. That looks really good. Jeanette added at the top of hers the stripes for the Ukrainian flag. Isn't that cool? That's just cool. The whole picture is just gorgeous with real sunflowers there next to it. Jean wrote that her husband's company is Ukrainian. He works for a Ukrainian company. So this is very special to them. I believe she said they're going to take it to the office and hang it. Jenny has this super cool fabric, and she also did this other piece that says in Ukraine, it says peace, and there's a website you can download that paper piece pattern. It's called happysolucky.com, and the designer there created this paper pieced peace in Ukraine. Here's Jenny with a sunflower in the middle, and then it looks like lily pad fabric in the blue. Oh, that's really pretty. Kath did the heart from our Sweet Dreams, and then she colored it for blue on the top, yellow on the bottom for Ukraine, and then that's a dimensional sunflower that she has in the middle. Kathy put a heart in the middle of hers, and then a tiny little, the same fabric is a little inner border. That is very effective. And then let me show you the back of Katie's, which is this fabric with sunflowers. Okay, that's just gorgeous fabric. Kay found some sunflower and she put it in the inner border, which I think is a really nice touch. It looks really good. Linda has this gingham with a sunflower, and then she also has what looks like great big flowers, could be sunflowers in her white on white that she used. Mary Jo quilted sunflowers in the white and in the center. That is spectacular. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll do a couple more here. This is from Maxine. She did it as a pillow. A couple of you did pillows, so I wanted to show one of those as an idea. Norva Nurse put the blue, and she just split. She split the coloration, so it's blue and yellow, and she's using my Morrison Park blue as well. Trish did sunflowers in the outside. Isn't that gorgeous? And that is it for now. There were so many more, but we will just stop there and do others on another day. Isn't that cool? You've just been so creative, and I love seeing all the different sunflower fabrics. I have not, years ago I collected lots of sunflower fabric, but I used it or gave it away during different parts of trying to make space, and so right now I just don't have any sunflower fabric, but I loved seeing the ones that you have. I think I have a layer cake with a couple squares in it, but that's not the same. I need to go look. Where is that? Where is that? I don't know where that is. Now the other thing I want to show you is that my friends at Shannon Fabric makes that really cuddly fabric. You often call it cuddle or minky, that goes on the back of your quilts. Oh, you might put it on the front of your quilt too, but they sent me a couple of pieces, several pieces in blue and yellow. Ellen that works there, she wrote me, she loved the fundraiser, she was very touched by it, and she says, can I send you some blue and yellow so that you can use it for the back of your quilt that you're going to make? And I'm like, absolutely. So I love this stuff. So here is some yellow she sent, and let me show you the blue. She sent several of them. They're heavy. And here's a model blue, and then also the blue with the little dimples, which is, I don't know, that's one of my favorites. I don't know why. It just feels so nice. So she sent me a couple others, another like a lightly yellowed model, so I could make several quilts with what she sent me. So thank you, Shannon Fabrics. That was awesome for you to send that along. And then all of you know that I'll link over at my website and in the description box below. So if you want to pick up some cuddle fabric from Shannon to do a quilt with, you can get some. And you can use my links, and my links help support my small family business. So we thank you so much when you do that. Let's talk I want to talk still about quilts for Ukraine. Just a little bit more. I am doing some research to look at and find a place that is going to send quilts eventually to refugees. Eventually is the key word, because it is a huge undertaking. It'll be massively expensive to send things. And I have been talking with a group that's been around many, many years and does relief efforts. They have a quilt part of their relief effort already. They have already done work in that area. So when I get sort of that all gelled up, I will tell you about it. They need funding for things, and they can send money and buy things on the ground in the places where the refugees are versus shipping stuff there. So the money is really what's most important right now to help. But I know that we all want to make quilts. We all want to do something like that because that's how we process things like this. And I think it'll work out. It's just you need to be patient for a little bit. I want to show you, yes, I finished up, do you remember this little like block bingo that I did? I sewed that up. Isn't that cute? Those are tiny. They're 3/4 of an inch finished because I was working with 1 1/4 inch squares, you know, half square triangles. So I don't know what I'll do with it. I'm thinking it just, maybe it'll be the label for that quilt and I'll put like another thing or just right in the pink part. I don't know. But I'm just happy. It just thought it was so cute. I also have a mail call. This is from Carol. Thank you, Carol. Carol sent a card, but she sent a goodie that she makes. She is an Etsy seller and she is a follower, and she makes these incredible bags. Look at these. So Carol does these on Etsy, and I'll link it below and at my website. And so she's got, you know, the clear so that you can see what you put in there. And this has got darling hedgehogs. Look at these guys. Look how cute they are. One of them has a book. Look at that. So you could put this, you could even use this like as a book bag. You could put a book in there. And then it's got the little village with the hedgies in the back and her business. So Carol sent me this and I just appreciate it so much. It's wonderful. That is so nice. It's very well made. Very well made. Okay, the other thing I want to show you, I don't know why I put this back up here, but I need to take these things down because I have got a bunch of turquoise blocks and I want to put them up here. There we go. We'll just hang that over here. So I have been, while I've been sewing other things, and I have a project for that thread tour, you know, so that's in the works. But while I'm doing that, I'm sewing these squares. I put them, the turquoise and the, okay, so I put them in my basket. So they're right here on the right side of my baby lock. All right, so let's see what they look like up here. So I had to go tilt the camera back. So these are going together much faster than I expected. I did not expect to have 10. There's 10 of them. There's 9. I'll put the 10th one up there. So there. I mean, look how fast that's coming together. I would do another 10 or 15 and I would start to have something like a baby size. But this is incredible. Now I am sewing, like I said before, a 4x4 unit. I always start with a light in the top left corner. That way when I lay them next to each other, they're always in the right combination. And I do use, like right here, you might notice from a distance, but I'll show you up close. I do use some fabrics as light or as dark. Like this is actually the dark on this row, and it's next to a very busy light. So what I will do for real is not put those next to each other. So let me flip them because visually that's a bit confusing. Whereas, you know, when I flip them, they'll just be next to something else that's a higher contrast. So eventually, you know, I will put those all the way around. And these I will wait till I have quite a few of them before I start putting them up on the wall. Because once I put them up on the wall or once I sew them together, then I have to be much more particular about what I'm doing to be sure that they're right. Okay, my friend. So you have a Secret Lives of Color for this week. You have your string beam. Yeah, it's not a week. I forget when the next one is. They're just 6 for the month. But this is number 20. And you have your string beam blocks. Just go and check out the quilts at our community. If you've not been over there for a little while, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. You can see all of the Ukraine stars. They're just wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your work. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.